Hey, hey, happy Thursday everyone. Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Here's me truck, and I'm David Steele. Let me go ahead and check in here. It's a particularly miserable day to be taking some stones from Cheyenne in Wyoming to Rawlins. And I may have pronounced that incorrectly, and oh dear, I'm British, so sue me. Please don't sue me or YouTube. Okay, we have a new weather mod today that we're going to be playing around with, or rather driving through, because this weather is kind of bad. And we're also going to be demonstrating some of the physics of the game. And in particular, my low friction, currently called the Red Thunder, I think it's Red Thunder grip, or tire grip or something. Traction grip, I don't know what it's called, but it's a private mod. Okay, let's just try and back this up correctly and making a right mess of it whilst talking at the same time. So we're going to be experimenting and showing off some of the reasons why you might want to spec a truck a certain way, and maybe not so much real life, because I'm not a real trucker, but certainly how you'd spec it in the game. The equipment we're using today is a Kenworth T680. It has a Zeemods X15 under the hood, and this is the tuned X15. This has 700 rated horsepower and a whopping 50 foot-pounds of torque. Go ahead and lower the ride height right now. I've told the game to rain all the time, so it's kind of like being back in Blighty, maybe. I don't know if we're actually in there. We're sliding around a fair bit, and just, you know, sliding around a fair bit. Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of that today. I don't know I can make that work. Dang. Let's try. Nope. Did I stall it? I did. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay. So yeah, we're in a T680. We have a Zeemods X15 under the hood. It's an X15. I think it's a productivity. It's a tuned 565, that's what I designed it. There we go.
Get this job done.
So parking brake on, set the ride height back to what it should be. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit here, so we can, oof, that'll be rain then. And what I want to do is drop the mid-axle and connect the trailer. Okay, we're connected. So, let me go ahead and raise this mid-axle again, just one more time. There we go. This is an unpowered axle. This axle's sole role is to follow the steers and sit in front of the drive wheel and relieve some of the pressure on the road so that you conform within axle weight limits. I'm just going to move back. It's kind of noisy. There we go. Okay. With 45,500 pounds, you're probably going to want it lowered. You get improved braking. Sort of. You don't get improved engine braking. All the power and the engine braking is on the rear axles. With my low friction mod and the rain and this weight behind me and a tree pulling 50 foot-pounds of torque, we're going to be sliding all over the road, and that's the point. To further make things that little bit harder for me, we're on super singles. See if I can show that off. I can't get much closer. Maybe top down. Yeah, it kind of shows it. A super single, most trucks have a set of dual tires at the back. This one just has one. We'll go ahead and, you know what, I'm going to just tweak the volume a little bit today. I think it's kind of loud. Let's maybe do that. Okay, that's a little bit more bearable. So, super singles, you've got a bigger contact patch per tire, but less tires. In the industry, the reputation is that super singles make the truck that much harder to drive in slippery conditions. Typically snow. It's not snowing today, but oh, that's actually a good view. That shows it. We're using an Eaton integrated 10-speed overdrive transmission today with a 285 rear end. And driven gently, I mean, it's perfectly fine. It's not going to wheel spin. But if I give it full right lock and then nail it, yeah, you hear that? That's it spinning a tyre, or maybe two tyres. So if I'm clumsy with the controls today, and I'm going to be a little clumsy, it's going to suffer for it. So let's just boot it out of here. Yeah, so it's immediately wheel spinning and then shifting up way too early. Let's try that again, shall we? There's not that much to really show you. Nice effect from the rain though. Yeah, that's not really showing so much of what's going on here. But as we lose traction, so we will spin and we'll start to snake. Now, in a condition like this, brake firmly into this corner, with this kind of payload and this kind of torque, you'd really want a 6x4. And what that means, all of the rear axle, or both of the rear axles, are powered. So they're more resistant to wheel spinning, but when they do wheel spin, you usually have oops, a stop sign. You usually have a bigger issue on your hands because you've got lots of wheel spin from lots of wheels at the back. And I'm trying to move off here and it's not working. Now we do have a secret weapon here. I can raise that middle axle. So climbing this hill here, I think I'm wheel spinning. Can I see that? No, not really. Let's try and force an upshift. Yeah, so I force an upshift and I can see that the rear wheels are spinning. I can raise the mid-axle, increase the pressure on the tyres over the road, and reduce the wheel spin. Maybe even stop it. And if I come to a steep, wet hill, I may need to do that. We'll see what happens. And we can watch this on the road. Very foolishly, if I do this. Let's just check I'm not going to run into anything. Okay. Couldn't really see it raised there. I'm just going to drop them again. There we go. Watch out for these dustbins or garbage cans or trash cans or whatever the heck they're called. Okay, we've got to turn left here. So I'm expecting this trip to be a bit of a handful. And at slow speed, that's not such a big deal. But it's when we're accelerating on the on-ramp on the freeway, that's when it might cause issues and a bit of slippage and slipping to the side, and we don't really want that. And yes, I am absolutely going out of my way to enhance any sort of wheel spinach that I'm going to get. That's spinning, not spinach, the vegetable. In other words, I'm going to be provoking this. Oh, I gotta wait for traffic. I kind of feel like I just shouldn't need to wait because I'm in a black truck. Let's try it. Yeah, we'll spin off the line, get a fine. It's all good here, Gov. Yeah, so the automatic transmission is deliberately shifting up because it thinks we're going quicker than we really are, and it curbs the wheel spin. That's okay. Well, I hope that everyone is doing well. It's been a week of cooler temperatures in Texas here. We've gone from, months, what feels like years, of the temperature being over 100. Like most of July and August. Oh, come on, move off. I need to get the thing going. Yeah, I don't want to give it too much power as it slips, but I gotta get up this hill. It goes to the 1800 RPM point and we're not really picking up speed. Let's try an upshift. Oh, that works, but I think it's just broken traction again. Okay, well, I'm going to set my cruise at 65 because I don't think we'll be able to go around corners at 80 miles an hour with this friction mod. And by corners, right now, this is a tight corner at 80 miles an hour on a wet road, and I don't want to be doing that. What I want to be doing is enjoying all this scrumptious, lovely torque going up hills and not spinning my wheels. Doesn't even want to upshift. Let's force it. There we go. Okay. Well, that's pretty straightforward then. I mean, once we got it going and once we stopped it from wheel spinning, we picked up speed nicely. But it took its time because it's wasting all that energy spinning its wheels. And what's this? Oh no. Bit of engine brake. Let's turn off here. Is someone going to pull out in front of me? Nope. Okay. Yeah, honk your horn at me, sunshine. Engine brake on the way down. The converse of where's wheel spinning is what's happening now. We're effectively getting shift lock. In shift lock is when you change down the gear and there's not enough grip in the wheels, the driven wheels, for the enhanced engine braking. So you get a skid. And in this case, we only get a skid on the rearmost axle. I'm feathering the throttle a little bit to try and get it up this hill without spinning the wheels too much. Just hit resume on cruise and see. Yeah, see it gets to 1500 revs and just slips its wheels. I mean, are we spinning right now? I don't think so. Oh, we're actually need to. Whoa, all over the place. That's me and not the road. Kind of noisy in the rain. And it likes this revs. It's going to force an upshift again, and I'll do the same when we get a little quicker. Whoa, it's not accelerating. Why is this? Oh, it's a hill. That'll be why. Let's downshift. There we go. Yeah, it picked up a little bit of speed there. I forget that, is it I-80 that we're on? Let's see if I can see. Yeah, I-80 has got a good couple of hills on it. It's kind of like nice and quiet and refined at 50 at 1200 RPM. My driver tired? Oh, and I'm low on fuel as well. What's my range? 200. Oh, okay. I only have to. Sorry, trucker. Only got to drive 75 miles, so I've got enough diesel to get me there. But bad planning on my part. The driver's tired. I'm low on fuel. Yay. Okay, and now we're finally getting up to 65. It looks like. Let's force an upshift at 60. Beautiful. Yeah, so another issue that you have is when you use the engine brake, you're only braking one of the rear axles if you have 6x2. And what that can cause is the braked axle can lock up or skid. I mean, one, that affects your ability to steer because the rear axle is going to tend to skid it wherever it feels like skidding. And two, it will usually prompt a downshift because it thinks it's traveling slower than it really is. So then it downshifts to give you even higher engine speed, to give you an even more effective engine brake, and it locks the wheels up usually immediately once it starts to do that. Then it thinks it's traveling slower than it really is, it needs to downshift. And so the pattern repeats. I imagine in the real world that is very destructive to drivetrains and probably engines and gearboxes and the whole works, and maybe even tyres. In the game, you can jackknife. You can just crash because you've got a completely locked up rear axle. It takes some doing to manage this, and ask me how I know, and the reason is because I may have done it. We're going to get there right smack bang in my time window, but I want to pick up the speed a little bit. I start to do 75. Yeah, it's a nice engine this. It's not overly powered. I mean, well, at least without this crazy physics mod and all the bad rain. But it does pick up nicely, and there's a pretty heavy cargo behind. It's geared sensibly. 75 at what, 1450 RPM, give or take. Its governor, therefore, is gonna be about 100 miles an hour if I were to get that fast, which I will not be doing today, because this engine is limited to 1900 RPM, or governed, I should say. I've got to slow down here. Yeah, it's very twitchy with the engine. Whoa, with the engine brake on. Let's pull in here. Oh, bad idea. Now it might have looked like a bit of game lag or spike, but that was actually how twitchy the truck had become with the engine brake at that sort of speed. And it's taking its time to accelerate back up to cruise. Well, so if I tried this in a less powerful truck, I mean just something with say 1650 foot-pounds of torque, or maybe 1850, like an MX-13, the 510 horsepower version, this would likely be a less fraught trip because it's not going to wheel spin so much. I would replace the super singles with traditional or conventional, just dual tire each side. I guess they're called duals, with a D, not with a J, because duals like diamonds and emeralds. No, they aren't called jewels. They're called jewels. Can you tell? Oh, here's my exit. Bit more engine brake. Let's see how nervous it gets here. Not so bad. Oh, a little bit. Changing road surface there. Let's force a downshift. And another one. Okay, that's 8th. Yeah, there you go. Whoa! Okay, control it, David, control it. Hey, did it? I didn't crash. Hey! Yeah, that was shift log, and that was very I say uncomfortable. It was fun, but any steering input was grossly magnified. I wish we had a replay. I'd love to watch what that looked like. I imagine having doubles behind me or double trailer makes a difference too, because you've got a bit more complicated physics. You've got one trailer wants to do one thing, one trailer will be doing the other thing, and both doing something different to what you want to do as the driver. Now if I turn here when under full power, will it spin a wheel? Nope. It won't. Good. I'm going to be speeding in a few seconds. Oh, here's my... Well, I'm already there. I'm going to say I'm going to rush down here and then there's no point. Alright. Engine brake and downshift. Downshift again. Yeah, it didn't like that. Turn in, very aggressive there with the controls. Yeah. I will stop because there might be a train coming. There's a chance to wheel spin again. Yeah, I lifted off there. I don't really like the idea of wheel spinning too close to my destination. It wants me to go where? Huh. Okay. Let's give it full lock and try it. So what have we learned today? Well, if you drive like a chump in a vehicle with too much power and not enough driven axles, you skid a lot. You probably didn't need me to show you why and how that happens. You probably figured that out for yourself. But if not, you're welcome. We did get to showcase a new weather mod. I felt and heard the rain stuttering a little bit, like there was a repeat and it wasn't quite perfect. We didn't get to hear Zeemods engine that much. I mean, there's not much to hear now, is there? Yeah, okay. We did get to hear Z's engine a little bit. Let's go ahead and disconnect the trailer. We'll see how we did. I don't think I did very well, maybe 5 miles per gallon because I was driving with a lead foot and with no consideration for mileage whatsoever, but 116 miles, 26 gallons on the head direct, and that's what, 4.5? Yeah, that's pretty much 4.5 spot on. Okay. You wouldn't buy a 700 horsepower engine or install a 700 horsepower engine for efficiency, I dare say. Well, that wraps up today's video. Yes, so you've learned that I can drive like a hooligan and skid the tires. Go, David. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, you know what to do. If you haven't, you also know what to do. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.